What's up, guys? I got a quick video. I've Wi-Fi'd my water changes inside the house. So inside my house, I have my main Tequila Sunrise guppy tank. It's a 29 gallon. And then I also have a 75 gallon cichlid tank. And I used to manually do water changes, siphoning the water out, taking buckets outside, and then filling up buckets and bringing it into the house. I have since then upgraded to doing Wi-Fi water changes, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So here's the start of what I'm using for my system. It's just a sump pump. It's just a water pump that I'm using as a sump. It's the same one I'm using on my racks. It's hooked up to a Wi-Fi switch, and it just comes out, and this is just an adapter to go to a garden hose fitting, and then the Flexzilla hose just goes on. I just have it on this board, because if it's not on this board, the pump wants to fall over. And then I already have this plumbed in. I was doing my water changes manually. This is water coming off of the filter system. So I just crack this open, and that bucket fills up. So when I only do one tank, I just fill up the bucket and then I turn it off. If I'm doing all the tanks in the house, I'll leave this on, maybe not at full flow, but maybe about there, and the pump will keep up with it, so I can have basically a constant source of water. But yeah, since I'm only doing the guppy tank today, I'll just fill this up, and I don't have to worry about overflowing it. So here's the line that's coming into the house. I'm using the Flexzilla garden hose. I think it's 5/8. I got it on Amazon, and you almost have to use a Flexzilla style hose. It's like the silicone based, because it needs to be soft to be able to get in and out of all the areas. I have a regular garden hose and it just was too stiff, and I tried one of the flexible, like, expanding hoses. That did not work at all, because the pump has good flow rate, but it doesn't have pressure, so it would never expand the hose, and without it expanding, like, barely any water came out. But the Flexzilla hose works perfect, and it wasn't that expensive. It's I think 50 foot long, and I want to say it was like right around $30. But it just comes in, and this is the Tequila Sunrise. And I have a garden hose end, which is this brass fitting, to 3/4 inch thread, which goes to 3/4 inch pipe. And then I put a hook in it so that way I can just set it on the tank. And then to turn the water on, I just open the Wi-Fi smart switch app and click the pump on. It turns on, and then once this is filled, I click the app off, and it stops filling. And then I'll do that with the 75 gallon too. Alright, so I just kicked the Wi-Fi switch on, and now the water's coming out, and then I fill it up. There's a line, and then once it's full, I'll kick the app off, and then I'll go do the other tanks. So this is a really easy way for me to do water top-offs or water changes pretty quickly and efficiently. I just do it all with my phone. So when I do water changes on the cichlid tank, the 75, this was my first fish tank, and it's going to get redone. I'm not happy with it anymore. This rock wall, it's one of those sand waterfalls. The sand gets sucked into that pipe. There's a pipe that goes through. It's concrete and styrofoam. It goes through the styrofoam up to this, like, ledge I built, and then it dumps out. And I did all this by hand. This is styrofoam I glued together, and I shaved it, and then I covered it with concrete. And it's been like this for, it's been like this probably for like 3 years at least. So this was my first fish tank, and the plan was to do this and then do another one over here, and I wanted it to wrap around, and I never got to it. And then there's actually, the concrete comes out all the way out to here, and it's different levels, but the sand's been kicked up and over. This is almost like a concrete bowl that I made, so all the sand that would fall down would sit right there. And then this, the sand waterfall, you want to call it, the sand fall, stopped working because I think a snail went in the pipe and got up there and got lodged, and that was probably 1.5 years ago. So anyways, and there's algae and stuff. I need to get some ram's horns in here and they'll take care of that. I want to redo this side of the tank. I have a bunch of cobblestones. I think I'm just going to kind of do a background with cobblestones because I know the cichlids love to go in and out of the pots. So I think we'll pull them out and then do cobblestones on this side, and it'll help hide the heater and the intake of the canister filter. I also want to do a sump, probably a 20-gallon sump down there, and get rid of the canister filter, and that's just like something I want to play with, see how well I could do a sump system, but that's a whole nother project to come. But anyways, so when I do water changes on this tank, I take the canopy off. So this right now doesn't fit on there. It hits the rim, but with the canopy off, this fits down in there. And then to do water changes on this, I have a 3/4 inch PVC hose with a siphon. It's 20 feet long, or 25 feet long. And I just siphon, this is my front door, I just siphon it out into the flower bed that's right here. So I reuse that water to, I guess, fertilize or at least just water the plants out front. And then same thing with the other tank. I flip the app on, or I turn the app on and I flip the switch that's in the app. Water starts flowing, and then that's when I'll open that valve all the way on the water system in the fish room to keep that bucket filling up. Because this tank I'll do 50% water changes on. I don't do them often, it's only like once a month, but I'll do 50%. Alright guys, that's all for this one. It's another quickie video, just something small I was messing around with and it's working well, so I figured I'd do a video. The dogs are playing in the background. This one's Havana, and then everybody knows the Dalmatian, that is Charlotte. She's the deaf one. I just got home from work, so they're all excited and playing around and wrestling. But yeah, so the Wi-Fi switches I use is from Meross. It's M-E-R-O-S-S. I got them off Amazon. I downloaded the app. I think one of them just tooted. And they work well. That's what I used to do almost everything in the fish room. Lucas Bretz showed them in his video when he did my tour of my room, and I haven't had any issues with them. Super easy to use, they're inexpensive, and you can use them all around the house. I use them to control a power head on my Pleco tank. Instead of running the power head like 24 hours a day, it's on a schedule where it kicks on. I think I have it set to like 6 times a day. It'll kick on full blast and run for like an hour, then it kicks off for an hour, and then it'll run for like 2 hours. That's also the tank I have red lilies in, and so it's kind of nice to stir up any detritus or anything, or any mulm on the bottom, and it just helps move stuff around. Now they're pushing me. I use it for all my lighting, so instead of buying timers, all my standard lighting, the Aquaneats and the night crews I use are all on the Wi-Fi switches, so I can set timers. My Fluval 3.0s are on their own timers, like built in, you know, through the Bluetooth app, so they're just plugged into the wall. Oh, and they got my blanket now. So anyways, Wi-Fi switches can be very useful. I guess this is what this video is about. You can use them for a ton of things, you know, mainly in lighting. You know, instead of buying a timer that you plug into the outlet and then you plug your light into that and then you gotta like turn the dials, just buy the Wi-Fi switch, and then you can set schedules, so you can set it to where the lights come on, and if you want them to turn off for a few hours and then turn on when you get home. So that's what I do with my cichlid tank. There's actually 2 Wi-Fi switches. One will kick half the tank on. I believe from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And then the other one is from like 11 until 8. And you can use them for, like I said, the power heads, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other things I'm not thinking of right now, but that's all for this video. Check out the other ones. I got more coming out. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.